Well, the difference now is, Jim, time is a problem. It's a big problem. He has to take a chance somewhere and gamble and try to make a big throw.
Tom Brady has played 20 seasons in the NFL, but not far behind him with 18 is now a retired quarterback and soon-to-be Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning broke records, won Super Bowls, made hilarious commercials, and basically went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady several times. In fact, 17 times over 17 years. And what would make these matchups so captivating is, as great as these two quarterbacks were, they were literally polar opposites in terms of their pathway to success. Peyton Manning was the son of Archie Manning. He went to the University of Tennessee and was selected with the #1 overall pick in the NFL draft. He was perceived the same way as Trevor Lawrence was perceived in this past NFL draft, as a can't-miss, transcendent talent. Meanwhile, Tom Brady is the greatest against all odds story in NFL history. A 6th round pick, selected 199th overall in the NFL draft, that would essentially usurp the throne and take it from Drew Bledsoe and go on to win multiple Super Bowls. And that's what made this rivalry so remarkable. And it seems like every single time these two would face off, Tom Brady would have Peyton Manning's number. As a matter of fact, out of the 17 times these two would go on to meet, Tom Brady would win 11 of them. But there was one time that was probably the most important time that both of these two would meet in a pivotal game for both of their careers, and it would result in being the Sheriff's greatest game of his young career. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike here. Guys, I wanted to let you know that these videos have been getting copyright claimed, and I don't care if I don't make a single cent off of these videos so long as you guys leave a like on this video, because that's what gets this content seen. We're also giving away a pair of Apple AirPod Maxes to anyone that follows me on Instagram at @TheFlightMike, and the giveaway winner will be announced at 400,000 subscribers. Now that we got all that out of the way, break! Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everyone? The 2006 NFL season was Peyton Manning's 9th with the Indianapolis Colts. Standing in Manning's way would be another young superstar, a young Tom Brady that was only in his 6th season. Brady would be paving a path of history and solidifying his nickname of the GOAT with every start he made. In 2006, Tom Brady was the quarterback for the New England Patriots, and as the leader of this NFL dynasty, young Brady was gunning for his 4th Super Bowl in 6 seasons. Earlier in the 2006 season, the Patriots had hosted the Indianapolis Colts in Week 9, and the Patriots had dropped to 5-2 after the 27-20 loss. A loss in which Tom Brady was intercepted 4 times, including a crucial pick in the 4th quarter. That 2006 loss at home would be etched in Tom Brady's mind as something that he would try his best to not let happen ever again. He did, in fact, not let it happen for a long time, as 2006 was the last time Brady would lose to a team from another AFC division at home until 2017. The Patriots fought their way into a wildcard spot in the playoffs, and after beating the New York Jets and winning by 3 in San Diego, they would be traveling to Indianapolis to attempt to avenge their loss earlier that season, and most importantly, punch their ticket to another Super Bowl. However, standing in Bill Belichick's, Tom Brady's, and the rest of the New England Patriots way was a Southern gentleman that would be capable of crushing Super Bowl dreams with a single Omaha. Let's see how this classic game, the 2006 AFC Championship, went down. On January 21st, 2007, the boys from Foxborough, led by a fresh-faced Tom Brady, cruised into the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, ready to brush Manning's team aside and book their flight to South Florida for another appearance in the Super Bowl. It didn't take long for the Patriots to do what they did best. Halfway through the first quarter, Tom Brady marched the offense 71 yards and were standing at the Indianapolis 4-yard line. On third down, New England's running back Lawrence Maroney didn't get a good grasp on Brady's handoff, and the ball was free, but Patriots O-lineman Logan Mankins hopped on it, and after it squirted out of the scrum, it would cross the goal line, which was good for a sloppy but 6 points, so touchdown.
There were 3 Colts who had the football surrounded, and suddenly it squirts out into the end zone.
The Colts were then able to get the ball down into Patriots territory, so Adam Vinatieri, the former New England Patriots kicker for many years, could convert a 42-yard field goal. The Patriots on the next drive had a 4th down and 6th on the 34-yard line, and instead of trying to go for a 52-yard field goal, Tom Brady reached back for a 27-yard completion to Troy Brown and followed it up with a handoff to Corey Dillon for a 7-yard rushing touchdown.
Well, this is what New England does to you. So just like that, 14-3 Patriots.
Peyton Manning, who had been flipping through black and white printed screenshots for most of the drive, as 2006 was a time that Microsoft Surface tablets and stadium Wi-Fi would still be a dream of the future, was attempting to get past the Patriots. And on the second play of the Colts drive, Manning hesitated after a high snap and threw an interception to Asante Samuel, and it was the kind of interception that would make even a Manning say a few choice words, as the Patriots cornerback returned it 39 yards for a touchdown. Suddenly, the home crowd becomes eerily quiet. New England was now up 21-3, and it was beginning to look dire for the Indianapolis Colts. Just think about it. How often does Tom Brady squander a 21-3 lead? Well, as the clock neared halftime, Manning was able to drive the Colts 80 yards in 15 plays, but fell short of entering the end zone. Some would say perhaps a bit of shady officiating was taking place, and the Colts settled for a 26-yard field goal. It was Vinatieri's 10th field goal of the postseason, good for a NFL postseason record. As the second half began and the Patriots were up 21-6, Manning turned on his jets and scored via a 1-yard quarterback sneak after he took his offense the length of the field on the Indianapolis Colts' second half opening drive. The Colts defense finally stepped up, forcing Tom Brady's team to punt, and the Colts offense quickly began to click. Manning completed a 25-yard bullet across the middle to a wide-open Dallas Clark, and the New England Patriots defense was split in a 19-yard run by Dominic Rhodes. Marvin Harrison would then drop an easy pass from Peyton Manning, and the Patriots began a substitution frenzy as viewers were told that the Patriots defense had been battling the flu earlier in the week.
They have many players battling the flu.
After a Patriots neutral zone infraction, the Colts have a first down, and all Brady can do is purse his lips while standing on the sideline where he had been spending most of the time. You see, since late in the second quarter, the Colts' time of possession was 11 minutes and 45 seconds versus the Patriots' time of possession, which clocked in at a mere 1 minute and 30 seconds. The Colts were using Bill Belichick's own strategy against him, playing perfect situational football. Defensive back Ellis Hobbs was called for a pass interference, face guarding in the end zone. However, there should have been no such foul without contact, and the ball is set at the 1-yard line. Manning rolls out and completes a pass to defensive lineman Dan Klecko, a former Patriot, who had sneakily lined up as a fullback on the play.
Dan Klecko, a former Patriot, catches a second touchdown on the season.
That pass interference call became a controversial subject, as following the game, the NFL League office wrote an apology to Ellis Hobbs, admitting that the pass interference call was blown in error. Manning then threw a dot to Marvin Harrison for a 2-point conversion, and all of a sudden, the New England Patriots blew an 18-point lead as the score read 21-21. Hobbs, still fired up from the pass interference call that he and others believed was not really a pass interference, returned the next kickoff for 80 yards, and Tom Brady is left with only 21 yards between him and the goal line. After advancing the ball, Brady moves right and threw a high pass in the back of the end zone to Gaffney, who made a leaping catch but landed out of the end zone. The officials ruled that Gaffney was pushed out while in the air, and the Patriots' touchdown was confirmed, with Belichick's team now up by 7. On the next drive, Peyton Manning quickly tossed Rhodes the ball for 2 completions, then Rhodes picked up another 9 yards via the ground. It is now the end of the third quarter, a third quarter where the Colts have posted 2 79-yard scoring drives. Just seconds into the fourth quarter, Peyton Manning found Dallas Clark on a 23-yard completion near the sideline, and the Colts seemed to be again blowing by the Patriots defenders. After another New England Patriots neutral zone infraction, it is 2nd and goal. Rhodes, who had been so clutch during the drive, fumbled the ball near the goal line, but the Colts center, Jeff Saturday, comes up with a loose ball in the end zone, which is good for the score, and the game was now tied again. This was becoming an instant classic that would be replayed on the NFL Network on Mikerophone's channel for years to come. Typically, this would be Tom Brady's time to shine. Fourth quarter in the game on the line, Brady zips a completion for Caldwell for the first down and fires another bullet that finds Gaffney, and an illegal shift moves New England back 5 yards. And then on the next play, a wide open and always wide-eyed Caldwell waves his hands until Tom Brady finally sees that he's been open for what seems like an eternity. However, Caldwell drops Brady's pass. The Colts blitz then backs Brady up, who tosses to Caldwell in the end zone, but the pass falls short. New England converts the field goal, and it's officially a nail-biter. 31-28, Patriots. Peyton Manning's next drive, where cameras showed Manning grimacing on the sideline, dealing with an injury to his thumb, would start off spectacularly. His thumb looks just fine, as on the first play of the series, Manning moves in the pocket to find his tight end open and completes a 52-yard passing play to Dallas Clark. It would be another Colts field goal attempt, although the snap is again shaky, the holder gets it down, and it is converted, and the score is again tied at 31. On the kickoff, Ellis Hobbs runs it back for 41 yards, and again, Brady does not have to go far. Brady completes a 25-yard pass to Daniel Graham, and the Patriots are already in field goal range. Less than 5 minutes remain in the 2007 AFC Championship. Tom Brady overthrows Gaffney on the next play, and number 12 is looking frustrated. On 2nd and 10, Brady has a tough time hearing through the RCA Dome noise, and has a pass rush coming for him, and it is another incomplete pass. A draw on the next play doesn't go anywhere, and it forces 4th down. The Patriots' young kicker, Steven Gostkowski, then nails a 43-yard field goal. With 3 minutes and 49 seconds left in the game, Manning is forced to get rid of the ball on the first down of the drive. On 3rd and 10, Manning stays on his feet and is unable to step into the throw, and the Colts are forced to punt. And it is now Tom Brady's job to keep the ball for the next 3 minutes and 34 seconds to preserve the lead. In any other circumstance, one would presume that this game is over, but what happens next would make your jaw absolutely drop. Before Brady even gets the snap, New England is called for 12 men in the huddle and is backed up 5 yards. Number 12 then would complete a 7-yard pass to get it to 2nd and 8. After a completion for just a few yards, it's 3rd and 4, and Tom Brady is almost picked off by the great Bob Sanders. The Patriots punt, and thus begins history, as this is quite possibly the greatest drive of Peyton Manning's career.
This could be the drive that would change so many things for Peyton Manning.
Manning completes a first down 11-yard gem to Reggie Wayne, who gets out of bounds quickly to stop the clock. Tom Brady paces nervously on the sideline as number 18 for the Colts backpedals away from the Patriots pass rush and finds Fletcher for a 32-yard bomb. Then, a completion to Reggie Wayne causes Colts fans to lose their breath for a minute as Lil Wayne bursts past the first down marker, loses the ball, it pops up, but he pulls it back down, and the Colts are sniffing near the Patriots' end zone.
The Colts moving right down the field.
There is under 2 minutes remaining, and the Indianapolis Colts are on the 11-yard line. A handoff to Joseph Adai is good for 4 yards. Then on 2nd and 6, with 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining, Adai gets within 2 yards of the first down. Tom Brady warms up on the sideline as Adai, thanks to a huge hole by Jeff Saturday, waltzes right into the end zone untouched. The Colts, with 1 minute remaining, have the lead for the first time in the 2006 AFC Championship game. Then something would happen that rarely ever happens. On 2nd and 10, Brady completes a 19-yard pass to the 40, and New England calls a timeout with 30 seconds remaining.
Well, the difference now is, Jim, time is a problem. It's a big problem. He has to take a chance somewhere and gamble and try to make a big throw.
Brady will throw down the center of the field and is promptly intercepted by Marlon Jackson. The RC Dome goes wild. The Colts finally advance to the Super Bowl with a 38-34 win, and blue and white confetti would fall on Tom Brady's head, and this moment would mark the beginning of his off-season vacation, a couple weeks earlier than he expected. The Colts posted 455 offensive yards in that win, 32 first downs, and the 18-point comeback became the largest ever in a NFL Conference Championship game. Via the Colts website, when recalling the moment in his career that stood out the most, Peyton said, "Certainly Indianapolis. We had so many good years and just didn't always finish the way that we wanted to." And then finally in 2006, we played the AFC Championship game at home, made a comeback against the great Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I just remember kind of from that time, we took a knee to the locker room to getting to celebrate with my family. We had a great after party in downtown Indianapolis with family and friends, and just the electricity in that city, knowing it was the first opportunity for the World Championship to come to Indianapolis. The Colts would go on to win Super Bowl 41 against the Chicago Bears, and Manning would also earn Super Bowl MVP honors and would forever be a hero to Indianapolis. Manning would eventually leave the Indianapolis Colts and finish his career off in Denver, where he would win 2 more AFC title games against the Patriots. Peyton Manning would retire with a 3-2 record against the Brady-Belichick Patriots in conference championship game. As for Tom Brady, although Peyton may have gotten the best of him in championship games, well, he seems to be doing pretty good for himself. Thank you for watching this episode of Our Greatest Games. If you have any other games that you would like us to cover, let me know in the comments section down below. And of course, make sure you sack that like button for the YouTube algorithm so you can really push this video out to a larger audience. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.